Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we are going to see about 10th standard English unit 2, the night the ghost got in lesson. This lesson was written by James Grover Thurber. Let us see about the author introduction at first. James Grover Thurber was an American cartoonist, author, humorist, journalist, playwright, and celebrated wit. He was best known for his cartoons and short stories, published mainly in the New Yorker magazine, such as The Catbird Seat, and collected in his numerous books. He was one of the most popular humorists of his time, as he celebrated the comic frustrations and eccentricities of ordinary people. So today we are going to see about James Grover Thurber. He was born in the year 1894 and he was died in the year 1961. He was an American cartoonist. He belongs to America and he was a cartoonist. Cartoonist means he used to make cartoons for the childrens. And author. He was an author of many stories. And then humorist. He was the humorist. Humorist means he used to write many comical stories. Journalist means he used to write many periodicals like weekly magazine or daily magazines like that. He used to write. So he was called as journalist. And playwright. Playwright means one who writes the dramas are called as playwright. And celebrated wit. He is very famous writer at his time. He was best known for his cartoons and short stories published mainly in the New Yorker magazine such as The Catbird Seat. So he was very famous for his cartoons and short stories, which was published in the New Yorker magazine. In America, New Yorker magazine was there. In that magazine his works were published, such as The Catbird Seat. So this is the his stories, and collected in his numerous books. He also used to write many stories, and he has collected in numerous books. He was one of the most popular humorists of his time. So at his time, there were many popular humorists were there. He was one among them. As he celebrated the comic frustrations and eccentricities of ordinary people. In his story, he used to write many comical frustrations and he used to write about the ordinary people's life. And now we are going to see about this lesson line by line. Imagination of odd things always leads to absolute humor. So when we are imagining something means it will make and it will leads to an absolute humor. Read the lesson and enjoy the narrator's experience with his grandfather who creates chaos and laughter with his imaginative stories. So in this story we are going to see about his grandfather. The narrator's experience, it is his own experience with his grandfather, because of his misunderstanding and because of his imaginative, he created many chaos and everyone burst into laughter. So we are going to see about this in this story. The ghost that got into our house on the night of November 17, 1915 raised such a hullabaloo of misunderstandings that I am sorry I didn't just let it keep on walking and go to bed. So in this lesson, and this story was happened really on November 17, 1915. The author is telling that ghost was got into his house, and raised such a hullabaloo of misunderstanding that I am sorry that I didn't just let it keep on walking. So, and he went to bed, Its advent caused my mother to throw a shoe through a window of the house next door and ended up with my grandfather shooting a patrolman. So this story was when this story was happening, his mother used to throw a shoe to the neighbor's house, and his grandfather started to shoot a patrolman means police officer. I am sorry, therefore, as I have said, that I ever paid any attention to the footsteps. He is asking sorry because of not hearing the footsteps, and he is not getting attention into the footsteps. So they began about 1:15 in the morning, a rhythmic quick cadence walking around the dining room table. So this incident was happened on November 17, 1915, 1:15 a.m. Okay, this incident was happened at a 1:15 means 15 minutes. Okay, 1:15 minutes. Okay, a rhythmic quick cadence walking around the dining room table. This is the dining room table. So somebody was walking around the table very quickly. Okay, so that sound was heard by the author. My mother was asleep in one room upstairs, my brother Herman in another. Grandfather was in the attic in the old walnut bed, which, as you will remember, once fell on my father. So his mother was sleeping in one room, and his brother Herman was sleeping at another room, and his grandfather was sleeping on attic. Attic means madi. Okay, in that attic he was sleeping on a walnut bed. So it was fell down on his father at once. I had just stepped out of the bathtub. So when the incident was happening, the author was getting bathed. So he was stepping out of the bathtub and was busily rubbing myself with a towel when I heard the steps. He was hearing the footsteps. Because of that sound, he is rubbing himself with a towel, and he is coming out of the bathtub hurriedly. They were the steps of a man walking rapidly around the dining table downstairs. That was the sound of a man who was walking around the table rapidly. Okay, he was walking around the table quickly. The light from the bathroom shone down the back steps, which dropped directly into the dining room. So from his bathroom, the light was going in the downstairs, and it was shone upon the dining room. Okay, mom. So what was happening next? I could see the faint sign of plates on the plate rail. So he can able to see the plate rail, and there were some plates signing. Okay, I couldn't see the table. The steps kept going round and round the table. So he couldn't see the table, but he can able to see only the plates. Okay, plate trail and plates only. So he can able to hear the sounds of the footsteps. At regular intervals, a board creaked. So some intervals are there, and after that some creak sound is hearing. When it was trod upon. So when somebody is trod means midikkirathu. Okay, so when somebody is walking, at that time only the sound is hearing. I supposed at first that it was my father or my brother Roy. So the author is thinking that it was his father or his brother Roy. Another one brother is there. One brother is Herman, and another one brother is Roy, who had gone to Indianapolis but were expected home at any time. So he was working as army officer, and so he will come at any time to his house. So he is thinking that he will be coming at that time. I suspected next that it was a burglar. Burglar means a thief. So he is thinking that it may be a burglar. Okay, it did not enter my mind until later that it was a ghost. So it did not enter into his mind that it was a ghost. Okay, where was the author when he heard the noise? He was in the bathtub. What did the narrator think the unusual sound was? The unusual sound was the burglar or ghost. Okay, ma'am. After the walking had gone on for perhaps 3 minutes, I tiptoed to Herman's room. So after sometimes he is going into Herman's room. Psst, I hissed in the dark, shaking him. So he is going into the room and he is sitting near him and he is shaking him and making him to get up. Up, he said in the low, hopeless tone of a despondent beagle. He always half suspected that something would get him in the night. So he is thinking that somebody is coming and he is getting him. But he is getting up. I told him who I was. So he is telling him that I am your brother. Like that he is telling, there is something downstairs. I said, somebody is there, something is there. Like that he is telling. He got up and followed me to the head of the back staircase. So Herman also standing and he is also following him to the back of the stairs. They were staying at here and they were watching. And the steps had ceased. Ceased means stopped. The steps had ceased. Herman looked at me in some alarm. I had only the bottle around my waist. So he has come out of the bathroom now. So that's why he is wearing only the bath towel. And he wanted to go back to bed. I gripped his arm. So he wants to go to the bed again, but his brother, the narrator, is not allowing him to go into the bedroom, and he is gripping him. Gripping means grab him. Okay, well, he is holding him tightly. There is something down there, I said. So he is telling to him, there is something down there. Instantly the steps began again, circled the dining room table like a man running, and started up the stairs towards us, heavily, two at a time. So the sound is hearing here, and the sound is hearing like somebody is circling around the dining table, and then the sound is coming on the footsteps and on the stairs, that somebody is walking towards them. Okay, ma'am. That steps are coming at two time. Okay, ma'am. The light still shone palely down the stairs. Light is shown down the stairs. But we saw nothing coming. So they were looking at there, but they couldn't see anything there. We only heard the steps. They can able to hear only the steps. Herman rushed to his room and slammed the door. I slammed shut the door at the stairs top and held my knee against it. So they were shutting the door of the stairs, and they were holding their knees against it and holding it tightly. After a long minute, I slowly opened it again. There was nothing there. There was no sound. So after sometimes they were coming out of the room. There is nothing, and nobody is there. None of us ever heard the ghost again. So after that, any sound is coming, the ghost sound is disappeared. The slamming of the doors had aroused mother. So the shutting of the door, that means slamming means shutting of the door had aroused the mother. Aroused means she got up from her bed because of the noise of the door. She peered out of her room. Peered means looking out of her room. What on earth are you boys doing? What are you doing on this earth? Like that she is asking. She demanded. Herman ventured out of his room. So Herman is coming out of his room. Nothing, he said gruffly. Gruffly means rough, horsely. Okay, but he was in color a light green. He is wearing a light color. Okay, but what was all that running around downstairs? Said mother. Who was running around the dining room table like that? She is asking, said mother. So she heard the steps too. So the author is thinking, so she is also heard the steps. We just looked at her. Burglars, she shouted intuitively. So we just looked at her. So she is looking at and the both are looking at her, and she shouted spontaneously, automatically. Okay, immediately she is shouting like burglars. Burglars means thief, thief, like that she is shouting. I tried to quieten her by starting lightly downstairs. So he is looking downstairs, and he is making her to calm down, but she is not quieten herself. Come on, Herman, I said. So he is telling to his brother, come on. I will stay with mother, he said. She is all excited. So she was very excited. So I am going to stay with her, like that Herman is telling. I stepped back onto the landing. So he is going onto the landing. Don't either of you go a step. Both of you don't go, like that mother is shouting, said mother. We will call the police. Since the phone was downstairs, I didn't see how we are going to call the police. So the telephone is also on the downstairs only. So they don't know how they are going to call the police. Nor did I want the police, but mother made one of her quick incomparable decisions. So he also doesn't want to bother the police, because he is thinking that any ghost has come. But his mother made one quick decision, and she flung up a window of her bedroom which faced the bedroom windows of the house of a neighbor, picked up a shoe and whammed it through a pane of glass across the narrow space that separated the two houses. So she took a shoe and whammed it. Whammed means blowing it harshly to the neighbor's house. Okay, ma'am. And their window was separated by two houses only. Okay, well, the glass tinkled into the bedroom occupied by a retired engraver named Bodwell and his wife. So there was an engraver, retired engraver were there. His name is Bodwell, and his wife also living there. Because of of their mother throwing the shoe on their house, the glass tinkled into the bedroom. Glass broken, and everything fall down. Bodwell had been some years in rather a bad way and was subject to mild attacks. Already he was a heart attack patient, and almost everybody we knew or lived near had some kind of attacks. So in that place everyone was living with some attacks also.